Like a 9 to 5 should only be used to fund your own business.
That's
like
it.
I don't
To
think
push
nobody
you.
should ever get a job and say I'm gonna be the 10-year best employee of the year. Like nobody should ever think that, because if you ever late too many times, they gonna get rid of you. They don't care what you got going on in your family. They don't care about nothing. If I'm the business and you always late and you doing this, I'm firing you. It's plain and simple. I don't give a damn what you got going on, because I know I got 1,000 applications and they gonna grind hard because they need this money to fund their business or just to work here forever. So I'll tell people all the time, I'm like, bro, you can't be stuck in no 9 to 5. It's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but it's like, it's what you're doing with the 9 to 5. You shouldn't be working a 9 to 5 to take care of your life for the rest of your life.
Listen, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. I'm going to say it again. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I do boxing full-time. I do personal fitness training and group training full-time. I am also a music producer, and I teach capoeira full-time. However, there are way more aspects to entrepreneurship than dreams. People believe, or they're putting out the hype right now, just saying that, oh, you've got to fund your dreams. 9 to 5s should only be used to fuel your dreams. Absolutely not. If 9 to 5s are making you living, and that's, your discipline level, your emotional intelligence level, then you need to stay there. Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, and it's okay. It's okay not to be an entrepreneur, because there are, like I said, way more aspects to entrepreneurship than simply dreaming. You've got discipline, you've got emotional intelligence, and you have to have the ability to get out here and hunt. Because where I'm at in my life is, if I don't get out there and kill it, I don't eat. So you have to be able to have monetary discipline. You've got to be able to endure stress. Entrepreneurship has become one of those words like they've been using, like gaslighting and all of that. A buzzword more to say than anything else. People just simply want to say, I'm the business owner and I run this business and I'm the CEO, and it's just like being a label whore. They're using entrepreneurship like label whoring. Listen, it is no game being an entrepreneur. I'll tell you that right now. It is no game. You've got to have discipline. Firstly, let's talk about discipline. Discipline sounds like punishment to a lot of people. They hear that word and that all they figure in their mind is, oh God, it's discipline. You mean restrictions? Absolutely. Yes, the highest level of restrictions is what it takes to be a disciplined entrepreneur. I can tell flat out, when I meet somebody, I can tell flat out how disciplined they are, just by simply looking at them, looking at how they take care of themselves. I can tell that a lot of you all, or a lot of people in general, aren't built for entrepreneurship by the way you take care of your bodies. If you're not going to take care of the only thing that you have in your life that cannot be replaced, you can crash a car and go get another car with an insurance, situation. You can not replace your body. That's the only tangible that you have that you can't replace, and you don't take care of that. Did you know that you're judged when you go into places by how you look, by how you carry yourself? You're judged on your appearance. And when they see somebody, and this is not to be offensive to anybody, but I'm going to say it. If you come in there slothy, overweight, and out of shape, and not taking care of yourself, you're judged. That's a volume mechanism for your self-discipline. That self-discipline will take you up or down in your entrepreneurship journey. You are judged on your appearance. So if you don't have the discipline to even discipline your own appearance, then I fully can't really trust you, because you'll let yourself go. So what will you do with this business? If you won't take care of your own physical body, if you don't have the discipline to eat the right foods, to sleep right, to get up and work out and get the best out of your own personal life, your own top vigor. If you're not willing to go do that, then why would I put this company in your hands? This 6-figure company, this 7-figure company. Why would I trust you with that? You don't even trust yourself with you. Discipline. The discipline to not spend money and be out here tricking your money off when you've got bills and things coming up. You know, the discipline to push pleasures to the side. No, I can't go out and drink and kick it right now. No, I can't go, you know, and hang out and chill right now because I got to hold this money because bills are coming up. You know, I've got to make sure that I have a plan for my money versus just going flyby. You've got to resist temptation. You got to, no, I can't go out and eat. Nah, sorry, I can't go out and eat. And I'm not talking about for a short period of time. I'm talking about for months, for years and years and years of doing this. And to constantly do it and refine it over and over and over and over again. Because the stagnant entrepreneur is the left behind entrepreneur. So you've got to find out new ways of building up your business and to stay relevant and to move along with evolution. You've got to re-evolutionize your business. I don't even know if that's a real word, but you got to re-evolutionize your business. It's a lot of discipline that goes into this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lot of going without. It's a lot of looking at everybody else while they're looking like they're out here living their best lives, and you're at home quiet, working, building. While they look like they're living their best lives, you're not. You got 5 to 10 in the hole you got to work out of. And then, like I said, you've got to refine your business practices. So that's just discipline. And then you have to have emotional control. Emotional control, what I mean by that, it is extremely stressful being an entrepreneur. I'm 3 years in. So Profitable Fitness has been up and running on its own for 3 years. It's still stressful. I haven't even hit my 5-year mark yet. So I haven't really, you know, crested as far as getting to a flat plateau yet as to where everything that I put in comes back. However, it's starting to get there. But seeing those bills come in every month, that could be heart-wrenching. Because everything that you're putting out isn't coming back. And you have to put out more than you get back. And then you have to have the emotional control not to go out here and do something stupid to go and get the money. And then you can't feed into the opinions of the public as far as, like I said, you guys going out and kicking, and you can't do that. You've got to be able to have the emotional control and to deal with the stress of having thin months. Because it's like the stock market, it's seasons. So you've got good seasons, then you've got droughts. And you've got good seasons, then you've got droughts. So in those good seasons, you have to have the discipline to put something to the side for the droughts, because the droughts are coming. The droughts are coming. Nothing just stays across the board. Nothing just stays all the way up and goes up constantly. Absolutely not. There are dips, there are droughts. In personal training, there are seasons. So let's go over the seasons that I get, right? New Year's, new year, new me, boom, you know, big explosion or whatever. You know, big explosion of people coming in with false perceptions because they think that a date on the calendar is going to make them a better individual, right? Like, January 1st. And most of them are too hungover from the night before to actually even start. But however, that's another story for another time. But January 1st, new year, new me, New Year's resolutions, right? Boom. A flood comes. And then by the time Valentine's Day comes, guess what? The flood's over with. So during that flood period, I have to make sure that I put some things to the side for the drought, right? And then the next flood that comes is what? Spring break. You've got all these part-timers who are getting ready for the Tulum trips and the Mexico trips and the Dominican trips. So they're trying to come in a month, maybe a month and a half before they go on their trips, which is not going to make a doggone difference. But I digress. They come in a month and a half before their trip and try to trim down before they go on their trip. After they get out of their trip, what happens? Boom. They're gone again. Then the next flood. The next flood will be homecoming or some other type of event, an anniversary, whatever, before Thanksgiving comes, because the Thanksgiving to Christmas season is very slow for the undisciplined. But the majority of people, like I'm speaking on, are highly undisciplined. So these are the ups and downs of the season. So with me knowing this, I have to prepare for winter in the summer, or I have to prepare my harvest during the summer for the winter, which the winter months are the cold months, meaning when my clients are, hit and miss. You got to have extreme discipline for this game. It's way more to this than just dreaming. Yes, everybody has dreams. Everybody dreams. Everybody has a vision of what it is that they can do and things of that nature. But when you sit down and you start putting that pen to paper and you actually start making a plan to do so, it becomes a real thing as to where, oh my God, I can't do the things that I think I can do while I do this. I can't live a normal life. There's nothing normal about an entrepreneur. We are hunters. We are hunters or we starve. We are hunters or we starve. We have to get out here and kill our food. And we have to stay evolving or we don't eat. I personally started my entrepreneurship journey after I had a wife and kids. So it was super hard for me. Super hard for me. Let me tell you, super hard. 2.5 years of hell. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. It was 2.5 years of hell. A lot of you might start when you're just you and you don't have to take care of anybody and you can sleep on your buddy's couch and you can go home to your mama's house or whatever, or your pop's house or your family's house. You got people you can stay with and you got a crutch. I had no crutch. No crutch at all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It's part of my story. However, it came with its prices. So I was already married with 2 kids. My wife, son, and my daughter. I was working a full-time job from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon with a half-hour lunch break. Robbery, right? Half-hour lunch break. But yeah, 6 to 2:30. I was working a job at one of the places where people label hoarded as to where, oh, you work there. You work at a very good place. I was dead there. And I know I'm going off subject right now, but I'm giving you my entrepreneurship story to kind of give you a broader vision of what it takes to actually get there. And once you get there, it becomes a new starting line. So however, I'm working 6 to 2:30. I made an agreement with my wife, like, hey, I feel dead at my job. I hate my job. It's a job that everybody else would, love to have. However, I don't feel it in here. I hate it. I can't stand it. When I go there, I feel dead. So we made a deal. The deal was I had to show her that I can make the same amount of money at my job on my own entrepreneurship-wise. Like, how in the hell am I supposed to do that when I'm only limited to a certain amount of time? I'm working 8 hours, and then where do I get the rest of the hours when I have a wife and kids? Sacrifice time, right? So what did I do? I started training clients at 4 in the morning before I went to work. So I would train a client from 4 to 4:30, another client from 4:30 to 5, another client from 5:30 to 6. No, excuse me, 4 to 4:30, 4:30 to 5, and then 5 to 5:30. That would be 3 clients in the morning, right? And then I would leave and I would get to work at 6 o'clock. When my lunch break came, guess what I had to do? Boom, get back down to the gym to train another client. Now, I only had a half-hour lunch break, so yes, I was getting back to work late and leaving out of there early. A half-hour lunch break is criminal. It's insane. However, another story for another time. But I left at about 10:45, got to the gym at 11, trained the client from 11 to 11:30, shot back to the job I was at, I'm not going to say their name, and got back about 11:40, 11:45. Now, I had a job as to where it was a bit lenient. As long as my work was done, no management, no supervisor, no nothing looking for me. When I got out of work, it was time to get home to get those kids off the bus, get the kids off the bus, get them situated, you know, help them with homework or whatever the case is. And my wife's an entrepreneur too. She's a full-time business owner too. So when I get off of work, she goes in, you know, so the 2:30 switch is a monster, because whatever the kids have to do, I got to go pick them up or get them off the bus, get their homework situated, and then guess what I'm doing after I get them situated? Boom, back to the gym. Making it back about 4:30, 5 o'clock till about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So we're talking about waking up at 3 a.m. And shout out to Eric Thomas too, man, because, man, that brother right there got me through a lot, a lot of days, man, with his 3 o'clock wake up theory. However, getting up at 3 o'clock, right? Going to bed maybe 9:30, 10-ish, because I still want to spend time with my kids and my wife even after I get home, you know, about 7:30 or whatever the case is, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I'm training clients from 4 to 5:30. Boom, 11 to 11:30, and then 4:30 to about 7:30 or whatnot. And fortunately, my name started ringing a bit because I have, you know, specialty training. You know, there are general trainers, you know, general fitness trainers or whatever the case is, but boxing is a specialty. You know, capoeira is a specialty, but I was training boxing too. So therefore, more people came looking for me. I had to take a risk. So the risk that I took was, since I don't have management looking for me, I guess I'll kind of, you know, skate on my time a little bit more, as far as, you know, I'll squeeze a couple of extra clients in and just run late. So instead of training clients from 4 o'clock to 4:30, 4:30 to 5 o'clock to 5:30, I added an extra one, 5:30 to 6. Now, that caused me to be late to work every morning. Now, however, I felt dead at work, so I didn't care as far as, you know, getting there on time or whatnot. And as long as my management, you know, I got my work done, my management and supervisors weren't looking for me. So, good to go, right? Now, when it came to the lunch break, the half-hour, 30-minute criminal lunch break, I had to make another sacrifice, y'all. So instead of just training a client from 11 to 11:30, I pick up another one there too, from 11:30 to 12. So once again, I'm late, but nobody's looking for me, fortunately. And I'll get back to the job about 12:15. So where did I eat? Who knew? Like, yeah, if you're wondering, where did I eat breakfast and where did I eat? I'm probably eating on the road. That's what was happening. I was driving and eating or whatever the case is. So I'm driving and eating to the gym and driving and eating back to work. I don't have time to sit down. While this is going on as well, I'm also taking my extra certs during work hours or whatnot. But I get out of work, so that's me. My 11 to 11:30 is now 11 to 12, including the time that I had to leave there about 10:45 to get there on time for my clients, and then getting back to the job at 12:15. After that, I get out of work at 2:30, get home, still get the kids or whatnot, and keep the same schedule from, you know, 4:30, sometimes 4 o'clock, because sometimes I have to take the kids with me. You know, 4 o'clock to about 8 o'clock. I was getting in demand, things were getting hot, and I was producing the money that I needed to produce in order to, you know, space away from the job and get away from the job and do what I needed to full time. Then came another stumbling block. We live in Tornado Alley of Alabama. So we were getting blasted with multiple tornadoes here. Before I could step away from my job, my wife and I both agreed that we needed to move from Tornado Alley to a safer place. So this situation is going on for 2 years, 2.5 years. Well, 2 years before we actually found a house that, you know, we wanted to move into. But we're moving in or moving on to this situation as to where, look, I'm tired. I'm doing this nonstop. I'm still working on Saturdays too, waking up Saturday mornings. You know, this is too much. It's a lot. It's a hell of a sacrifice. It's a hell of a dig. And I'm missing a lot of time. You know, time that I would rather be spending with, you know, my wife and kids. I don't have time to go on dates. I don't have time to, you know, do random things with my kids, you know, so I'm missing out on time with them as well. We needed to move out of Tornado Alley. So after we got that situation going, that is when I went full-time with entrepreneurship. Now, I'm not saying that's where I started opening Prophetetics Fitness, but that's where I started on my own entrepreneurship journey. The moment that I signed those house papers, I immediately gave my 2 weeks notice. And I only lasted 3 days of those 2 weeks. I was out of there. I was going, y'all. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Now, after you become an entrepreneur full-time, that's where the real hunt starts. It is the beginning. I have a saying for my clients and for people that I work with, that every achievement made is only a new starting line. Every achievement you make is your new starting line. So that was my new starting line. June 5th, 2017 was my new starting line. I was out of there. I had to make sure that A, I keep myself in shape. I don't care what people say, appearance counts when it comes to personal training. They hear what you're saying, you can spit out the most educational words in the world. But if you don't look the part, they're more than likely not going to choose you. Looks count in personal training, so I have to keep myself in shape. I have to market myself. I have to use social media to push myself. I have to shoot videos. I have to put up old videos of old clients or whatever. The real hunt starts because there is no dependability. There's no every 2 weeks I'm guaranteed this. There's no insurance package plan or whatever the case is. There is just you, what you can do with your hands, your feet, and your mind. Mainly your mind. But what you can necessarily do or what you're capable of doing. That's all you got. You and your talent. You and your dreams now. Just like that video. Now it's you and your dreams. Do you have a plan? Do you have a daily sheet of things that you have to do? I do. Do you have the discipline to stay away from alcohol and different worldly pleasures and not be out here tricking your money off? And do you have that? Are you built for that? Are you built to be alone? Because entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. Lonely journey. It's not many people like us out there. You're going to be by yourself a lot. Are you able to be by yourself? It's a lonely journey. It's cold. Entrepreneurship is cold. It's rewarding when you do it, but it's cold. Are you that individual? Are you that disciplined individual? Are you that emotionally stable individual? Are you a hunter? Will you go out here and get it? Are you somebody who can be self-taught? Because, like I said, evolution happens. There are new ways and new methods of doing things. So are you going to sit your tail down and get these books and study these books on your own? Are you like people usually go back to college or whatever, you know, to find it. But these books are also right there in the bookstore or right there on Amazon in the used book section. So are you going to have the discipline enough to order these used books and study them and find these the new information that you need in order to grow your career? Are you going to have the discipline to self-invest and have your own 401k? Are you like, all of these variables are things that I do not see people being built for. This is built for the elite. You've got to be elite because you got to want this and forever want, and you cannot drop the ball. Like right now, if I drop the ball, I fail my family. I fail my family. I wake up every morning and I see my wife sleeping comfortably, and I see my son sleeping comfortably, and I see my daughter sleeping comfortably, and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get out here and get it. I'm about to go get it. That's my motivation right now. I'm about to go get it now. Let's go. Battery charged. Are you that? I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking about real life. Dreams are just dreams. It's a vision that the Creator gives you. The Creator gives you that vision. That's why nobody else understands your vision, and you should follow it on your own should you have the discipline to follow it. Dreams are just the beginning. It's way more than entrepreneurship. Ignore what my man said, DDG or whatever. He's probably already a successful, entrepreneur, whatever the case is. I don't know much about him. But when I saw this video, I wanted to reach out to you all and let you know dreams are not enough. You've got to get out here and put in the work. You got to be disciplined. You got to have emotional control. You got to have plans. I have a plan every day. I have 20 things every day printed out that I put a check mark by. Boom. Because these are 20 things that are going to keep me excelling, headed to the next level. These are my daily requirements. I have daily requirements of myself. It could be things that are small to things that are large. I know that daily the first thing I got to do is hit my knees and pray. I know I got to hit my 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 crunches, boom, 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 whatever the case is. And it could be small things like that to large tasks like shooting content. That's on there. I've got to have these tasks on there to make sure that I'm growing and getting things done. And it helps with time management. Are you time management disciplinary? How do you manage your current time? Are you always on social media scrolling through reels? Are you just a scroller? How do you manage your time? If you can't manage time, people always say there isn't enough time in the day. Have y'all heard that before? Have you heard people, oh, it's not enough time in the day. I wish I could blah, blah, blah. It's not a, listen, successful days, listen to me well. Successful days are long as hell. They are long as hell because you get so much done that you can't even figure out what to do with the rest of the time, right? And that's the type of time that you want because time is that thing, that wealth that we all look for. You know, the ability to do whatever we want to do with our time. Time is the real wealth. So how are you spending your wealth right now? I like that. How are you spending your wealth right now? Time is the real wealth. You a scroller? You sit there and burn through Netflix and Hulu series all day? I don't even watch TV. I watch fights because I'm a boxing guy, right? And every now and again I find a show to spend time, watch with my wife or whatnot. That PT time. Put in that quality time with your spouse or whatnot. However, when it comes to me and my personal time, I don't watch TV. I don't have time for TV. I don't have time to sit here and watch a series. I don't have time. I got a series I'm trying to create, a series and a serious life. How's your time management? My secret to time management came when the COVID shutdown happened. Think about it. 2020, the COVID shutdown happened. Nobody was working. None of us were working. We're all sitting down. We're all shut down. People did not know what to do with themselves. They had no earthly idea what to do with themselves. That's where my checklist came in. And I'll shoot another video on my checklist and things of that nature later on. But that's where my checklist came in. I made a list of 20 things that I needed to do because in 2017, I started my entrepreneurship journey. I had to now come up with a different way to kind of keep my clients on retainer to make it until the COVID situation was over. So I came up with a list of 20 things. I have to do these 20 things every day. And the 20 things were more revolved around self-improvement. I had to improve myself during this period. A lot of people made the excuses that they were out of shape before COVID hit, right? And this is how I know people suck at time management. People are trash at time management. Listen, people used to say to me, oh, if all I did was go to the gym, I'd be in shape too. If all I had time to do was go to the gym, I'd be in shape too. If all I had time to do was work out, and that's where they messed up. If all I had time to do was work out, then I would be in shape too. Well, guess what type of time you had when the COVID shutdown happened? You had a full 24. You had time to actually get 8 hours of sleep. But you had 16 hours if you slept 8 hours. I'm a 6-hour sleeper, you know, sometimes less. And not saying that's healthy, and that's not saying that that's something that I suggest for you guys. But I digress from the story. 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. You had 16 hours for a period of over 10 months to get in shape. How many people did it? How many people succeeded? You see what I'm talking about as far as discipline goes? Discipline, time management, sacrifice. You didn't even have to go to work. You could have sat around that house for 30 minutes, did some push-ups, some squats, some sit-ups, something body weighted or whatever. There's plenty of videos on here, even on my channel. There's plenty of videos on here with home workouts. People could have did it. But people are not disciplined. They're excuse makers. They love to make excuses. Oh, I didn't have time. What type of time didn't you have when the world was shut down? That's the type of community we live in. And these are the same individuals. These are the same individuals who are screaming, oh, entrepreneurship. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to work for myself. I want to run my own business. You will run yourself in the damn ground. You'll work yourself in the damn ground because you'll succumb to your emotions. You'll succumb to the fact that you can't stick to anything. When is the last time that you stuck to something that you failed at for over 6 months, 180 days? You guys are following this 75 hard challenge. That sounds clicky and that sounds, you know, cool. Yeah, 75 hard. I'm part of a community of 75 people that are going to do this and not do this or whatever, or 75 days of doing this and not doing that. 75 days is what? 2 months, 2.5 months. It's not even a full 90 days. It's not even 3 months. You got to fail for years at this. You got to fail for years. Put yourself on 180 days, then come back and holler at me. 180 days, no alcohol, no women, no tricking off, no dates, no nothing. Nothing but grind, 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 grind. Then we can talk entrepreneurship. Then I need to see another version of you. When I see you, I should be able to read you. I can read you and say, hey, he's not lethargic or she's not lethargic because they take care of themselves. They got the discipline to take care of themselves. I can hear what's coming out of their mouth. They speak good, you know. They actually have some sort of intellect about them. They take care of themselves. I can trust this individual to do what they need to do. Unspoken language, unspoken body language. This happens. But these are the same individuals, these undisciplined individuals are the same people who hear my man talk about, 9 to 5 should only be used to fund your dreams. And hold to that. Listen, if you want to get out here and fail, then follow that. You want to get out here and lose, follow that. You want to get out here with some real planning, self-improvement, discipline, emotional control. Don't get out here and play with entrepreneurship. It's no joke, even as a full-time entrepreneur right now. Like I started working for myself in 2017 full-time. Right now I have my own building, which I opened up in 2021 after the COVID situation got over with. And now I've been completely independent as far as that goes for over 3 years now. However, don't be fooled into thinking that's my only source of income, because guess what? When I first started, I was still Ubering and lifting. Right now, I still DoorDash on the side. I still have music placements, because like I said, I'm a music producer too. I've been failing longer at that than I've been failing, you know, at this. You fail your way to success though. Like I have had some successful placements. And right now, I do consider myself a successful business owner. However, listen, income coming in on the side helps also with those ups and downs, those cold months. So no, when I leave here, I just don't lock the door and leave and walk around my chest out and say, yeah, look at me. Yeah, this is my, business or whatever. Guess what? I got my business logo on while I'm leaving the order at the door or dropping the order off to the client. or whatever the case is. I keep going. Somebody made a joke about that on Instagram the other day, and that's why I hate so much of the ignorance on social media. There was a doctor. The doctor got off of work, took off his, whatever the thing is, the doctor smock or whatever the case is, put it in the back seat, and then pulled out a Papa John's thing on, put it on top of his car, and started delivering pizzas. And people were like, oh, he's failing as a doctor. And I'm looking like, no, he's winning, dummies. Y'all have no idea what you're talking about. This entrepreneurship grind will wash and chew the majority of people up because of their false perceptions of what they think this is. You cannot be too prideful to, like Kevin Samuel said, go scrub toilets, or go to the local grocery store, or go be a host at a bar, or whatever the case is. Side income, supplemental income. There is nothing that I won't do for me to win and for my wife and kids to win. If those, we've never had, fortunately, we've never had a foreclosure notice, a lights cut off notice, a water cut off notice, and they still have all the leisures that they want as far as the Netflix, the Hulus, the whatever the case is. I'm not, I don't watch all of that stuff like that, but it's what they want. So their living standard has not been compromised. Their style of living and standards of living have not been compromised, because I'm out here grinding and I will get it any way that I need to get it. Legitimately and legally. You got to be a grinder, baby. You got to be a grinder. You got to be a worker. You got to be disciplined. Or dreaming is cool. Dreaming is where the vision starts. But the plans behind the dreams, the input behind the dreams, the discipline behind the dreams, the emotional control behind the dreams, the not being too prideful to be seen doing the Uber or doing the Lyft or what Uber Eats or whatever you know, or DoorDashing and all that. Like all of that pride crap, all that got to go. These are all requirements of entrepreneurship. Dreams aren't enough. Dreams aren't enough. Dreams aren't enough. Okay? I just wanted to shoot this video for you all, and I will be putting up more entrepreneurship videos as well, because I do feel like I have things to offer to you guys that can help those who are built for entrepreneurship, and also, unfortunately, deter those who are not built for entrepreneurship, because I want you to know the real about this. Okay, not this little 1-minute Instagram reel of some fancy, saying of an AI robot, putting some positive words in. I want you to know the real deal when it comes to this. And it's real and it's raw, and I think that you all should know this. I know that you should know this, okay? Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Share your story. If you got an entrepreneurship story, share it below. Share it with me. Let's build. Let's talk. I'll shoot another video on it, and I'll respond to your comments live, or I'll respond to your comments when it's on video, or whatever the case is. Let's build on this entrepreneurship situation. I hope you all enjoy this video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and don't listen to just 9-to-5s being used to fund your dreams, okay? Don't listen to those fallacies. Ignore the fallacies, stay positive, and I'll talk to y'all next time.